Aloha, I'm Sapphire Star. Welcome to my world. This is part 2 of how do I travel so often. Part 1, I talk about getting out of debt and how I use a zero-based budget and the debt snowball method to get out of debt. And basically the zero balance budget is you write down your income and your expenses, and you basically categorize every dime that you made until the balance is zero. So every dollar that you make is accounted for. Then I created a debt elimination strategy using the debt snowball method, listing my debt from smallest to largest until I knock the debt out. It took me 36 months to pay off $33,000 worth of debt, and that created the financial equivalent of that created the equivalent of residual income. And now I have this money left over. Originally, I wanted to fire my boss and travel the world for a year. And in my mind, I wanted to create or save enough money so I wouldn't have to work the entire time that I was going to be traveling. So for me, I felt comfortable and secure if I had just enough money to last me for a year. So the first step in saving was to then pay myself. So the residual income that I created from paying off my debt, I then began paying myself and putting that extra money into my savings account, right? Then I came up with the amount that I wanted to save, and I worked diligently to save a small amount every month, right? So once I came up with the savings plan, I began to live below my means and cut out unnecessary expenses, eating out, going out, all those things I either eliminated or I reduced significantly, and every extra penny that I had then became dedicated to my savings account. And in my budget, I created a place, in my budget to save at least 20% of what I was making to go towards saving. And I talk about, how to create wealth and how to create more residual income in your life and to make passive income work for you in my new book, Live Freely, Freedom to Work Whenever, Wherever. And there's 2 ways that you can do that. One way is to reduce expenses, and that's what I did by eliminating debt. And the second one is to increase income. At this time, I was working 2 jobs, and I had several side hustles, at least 3 or 4 side hustles that I created to increase my income, to increase my residual income, to boost up my savings. So create multiple streams of income, and if you can, create passive streams of income, because I'm a scientist. Unfortunately, I can't do that on the road. And at the time, I thought, okay, I need to save as much money as I need to be able to survive a year's worth of travel, right? But when I did eventually achieve my saving goals, it took me a year to save $20,000, and that was it was a sacrifice, but I did what I had to do in order to do what I wanted to do, and it was well worth it. And so it's all about creating goals to freedom, creating a strategy, know, plan, do, and then implementing these things in your life. And that's basically how I was able to save the money. And things that I learned on the road once I did save the money was that I can create income, remotely. right? For me, I thought, oh, I need to save all the money that I need. But once I started traveling as frequently and as often as I do, I realized that, wait, remote income, figure out a way to make money no matter where you are in the world. And again, that's what I talk about more in depth in my new book about how to, live freely. Live freely is basically, and people ask, well, how do I live freely? And I tell them, master your money and manage your time. That's the key to living a life where you are not worried about how you're going to take care of your expenses, right? You're not living paycheck to paycheck because you have multiple streams of income coming in. So if one stream of income, i.e. your job, is eliminated, you're not completely wiped out financially, because most Americans can't cover a $500 emergency. It will wipe them out completely. And so that is how I save money, and that is part 2 of how do I travel so often. Stay tuned for part 3, and I'll talk about how to leverage credit to live freely and travel for practically free. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, and please do share. I can be reached at organized-kaos.com. You can purchase and support the movement at organized.kaos.com/shop. My book is available today for free. If you would like to read for free, today is the last day, so please get your copy and let me know what you think. Alrighty, be great as always. Live free.